Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I decided to forego the my name is Savannah because my name is literally in my username thing. So there is no need for me to say, hello everybody, my name's Savannah and welcome back to my channel. So that's no more. Sorry if you like hearing me say my name even though you already know what it is. Anyway, you may have noticed something. My hair is a lot shorter than it was, and I already missed the longness of it. Well, I kind of had to get a cut because split ends were just really bad, so all my split ends are gone now, but like, I want my mane back. Anyway, today's video is going to be my March TBR, and I've been wanting to film this video for so long. Like, at the end of February, I was ready to go with my March TBR, but I had to wait for some books to come in, and they came in today, and I cannot wait to show you guys what books I want to be reading this month. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. I'm not sure if it's in the video or not, like if you can see it, but I have my book cart here. So some of the titles up here are not what I'm going to be reading, so don't feel like you just see my whole TBR, because that is not it. Some of the books are on here, but not all of them. And if you can't see anything, well then never mind. So a few of these books that I want to read in March are for book clubs or like a read-along thing, so let's start with those. The first book I'd like to read is The Gilded Wolfs by Roshani Chakshi. This is for the Books with Friends book group thingy, or it's a book club thing, and they pick a book every month, and it's with booktubers Chloe from Books with Chloe. I'm pretty sure that's her name thing. Could be wrong, but pretty sure that's it. And then Spencer from Common Spence, and they are like the hosts of this reading club thing, and they are reading The Gilded Wolves this month. And I was going to read this book last month, but then like the booktube games was going on, and one of those books took me forever to read. It took me like 20 days to read, so this was held back on, and it's a good thing because when I saw that they announced this for March, I was very excited because I was like gonna read this right away, and I keep moving the book from side to side. Sorry, but not really. Anyway, I've heard some mixed reviews on this, like some of them from like really big booktubers like Haley in Bookland and A Clockwork Reader, Hannah's channel. So I heard that this isn't like Hannah did not like this book and gave it like 2 stars, and Haley DNF'd it, so I'm a little scared. But then again, you look on the back and you see all these different authors that I like their books who blurbed this book. Like Renee Audier, Laini Taylor, Stephanie Garber, like all these famous authors on the back blurb this book, so it can't be that bad. I hope not. Anyway, I just know that it takes place in France, I'm pretty sure, and it's like a treasure hunt thing, so yeah. I have heard that it's like confusing, but I don't know, I'll have to see for myself what I think. The next book I'd like to read is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. So Chloe, again, is doing a read-along with this series, and in March, her book club, I forget what it's called, but it's like Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. This series, trilogy, whatever. She and a few other booktubers will be reading this book every month. Not this book, but like this trilogy. A book from this trilogy every month. I cannot talk. And so in March, they are reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I'm really excited because I've had this on my shelf. Not an insanely long amount of time, but like, it hasn't been like I got this today, which I did for some of these. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this month. So those 2 books are the books for book clubs. So I have no more for book clubs, but unless they come up, but I'm not planning on that to happen. So anyway, now to the books that I chose to read this month. The first one that I'm going to show you, I bought at Barnes & Noble for full price. So if I don't like this, I'm not gonna be happy because it was $20. And that book is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paul Preto. As soon as I saw this book, like this cover, I knew I wanted to read it even before it came out. And I've heard some pretty good things about it, so I hope I like this like a lot because it looks so cool and I cannot wait to read this. This might be my next read, or I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. It's really hard to decide what you want to read. The next book I want to read is one I just got today. Okay. I really haven't been explaining what these books are about. I did the Gilded Wolves, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. That's like a girl with blue hair. That's all I know. Crown of Feathers, Phoenix Riders. Yeah, hope that interests you. And it got really dark. But anyway, the next book I'm going to show you and hopefully tell you a little more about it is a book that just arrived in the mail today, and this is why I had to hold off filming this video for so long. So that book is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shan. I cannot wait to read this book. It is massive, it is huge, but as soon as I saw the arcs for this, like on booktubers channels, I was so sad that it didn't get one. So, because I would have read it like so long ago. Oh, if you see like this weird hair that's like around here somewhere, it's like a little thingy-majiggy. Where is it? It's like a loopy thing. I don't know. But none of my friends. Oh, here it is. If you see this, like, don't judge. None of my friends said anything until well, they didn't say anything. I didn't notice it until I looked in the mirror. So like, I've been embarrassing myself all day long. It's great. Anyway, I was so happy this came today because I've been wanting it for like a whole year now or something. And here it is. And I know this is about dragons. It has an LGBTQ romance in it. And I think magic is forbidden. Yeah, I really don't know a lot about these books, but like, I know some things, but like not a lot. And then this month I would like to read My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I did it without looking at the cover for the author's names, because there's like 3 of them. Anyway, this is a retelling of Jane Eyre, and I just read Jane Eyre in January, and there's a reason why I don't read classics. They're very tense. Take a long time for me to get through. So I know that I did enjoy Jane Eyre. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I enjoyed that, so now I cannot wait to get to read this because My Lady Jane, the book that these authors wrote before My Plain Jane, that was like my favorite book of 2016 when it first came out, I'm pretty sure. And I loved it, and I'm hoping that I will love this just as much. And I threw this in there just to break up all the fantasy because there's a lot of fantasy, and this is historical fiction with a hint of fantasy because, yeah. And then, because I thought I had this great idea of reading like the first chapter of 20 books to narrow it down to like 1 or 2 books, I read a chapter out of so many books that I wanted to continue reading. So right now, the one that like is still with me is this book, and that is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This, like, when I was reading it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to see what happens next. And it was so good. So like, I just got that from the first chapter, and if the first chapter draws you in like that, then it must be doing something right. So I'd like to read this book in March as well, but like, I don't know. It's a lot of reading to do. And the last book I know I definitely want to read in March, there's so many others here right now, but like one I definitely want to get to, if I get the chance to, is Sadie by Courtney Summers. This was one of the books that I read a chapter out of, and it is, I don't know, I was hooked again. So I really wanted to continue reading on to the next chapter, but I was like, no, Savannah, you gotta read the other chapters, 1 chapter out of each book to see if this will be put on the back burner. So this was actually put to the front burner. and I can't wait to read it. And that first chapter is like less than a page, and I am hooked. I want to see what happens with this because I've heard it's really dark, and it's about this girl, I think, whose sister is like killed, and then she goes after the murderer, and it's followed by like Sadie's perspective and this podcast. So that's what I heard, and I heard it's really good and haunting, and I need to be haunted right now. So those are all the books that I'd like to read in March. If I can read more, I would love that because I have so many books here that I would like to read. So that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!